My name is Cameron Mott, and this is my Silver Expo slideshow and my journey to expand my volunteer horizons. My coach's name is Emily Koser, and I hope you enjoy. For my first slide, I will be talking about the goals I set for myself this year. My personal goal this year was to improve my confidence and speak to new people once a week so that it gets myself out of my comfort zone. One example of how I did this year was when I was walking on campus. I saw a guy who looked a little lost, and instead of just passing him by, I decided to help him, which was really great for me because usually I would just probably pass him by and not even think twice about it. But I helped him, and he was really appreciative. The academic goal I set for myself this year was making a specific and detailed outline of a study plan to help me study for tests and things of that nature. One example of how I did this was I bought a calendar and I wrote everything that needed to be done for that week, that day, and it really helped me to know what I needed to get done and when it needed to be done by. So, all in all, I say it went pretty well. The next slide I will be talking about is my growth slide and how I feel I grew as a person. I definitely became more confident and more willing to reach out of my comfort zone. I also feel that I have gained a lot of courage and made myself more vulnerable when volunteering in the community. This has always been a difficult thing for me because I have a disability. Having confidence and putting myself out there can be hard. But over the past few months, I have been more willing to reach out and try new things. An example of how I did this semester was when I volunteered at a food drive and they needed help moving heavy boxes. And I told them I would try and move some heavy boxes. And I ended up being able to, which was really big for me. For my next slide, I'll be talking about my community engagement. For my SWOT analysis, I worked on an organization called Backpack Beginnings. This organization is over 95% volunteer, dedicated to delivering things to children such as food, clothing, and the essential items such as diapers and things of that nature. They help over 12,000 children who experience hunger and trauma in the community. And overall, this organization just really spoke to me and helped me to grow and realize about the different communities that we experience every single day, even without noticing. So I felt very motivated to research this organization. My next slide that I will be talking about is my personal motivation slide. I feel it's important to lead for a positive social change because by doing something small or even just the slightest task, if it's going to help somebody in a way that they can eventually start doing something by themselves, I feel it's well worth the small little task. I feel really driven to make this change because I'm going into a profession of teaching, and that's working with children, and some families are going to have lower income and they may need this type of thing. I also felt really motivated to do this because I grew up with a disability and I have dealt with scenarios like this before, so this was just something personal to me in a sense. My final slide, I'll be talking about the goals I plan to work towards in the future. My first goal that I plan to work towards is expanding the places that I am comfortable with and the tasks that I feel are in my comfort zone. For example of how I kind of did it this year, was that one of the organizations that I was volunteering at, I decided that I was going to try and lift heavy boxes. And this may seem like a simple task, but to me, it was a big accomplishment for someone with a disability. lifting and doing heavy things can be very challenging and difficult. So this was very big for me. Another goal that I am trying to work towards is just learning new skills in the community and bettering myself with communication and conversation skills. I'm going to try and do this summer at my internship that I have at a camp. And I'm just going to try and talk to a new person every day and get to know people better and just have good conversations with others.